Hello dear soulmates, you're welcome back to my channel CEO Dress. My name is Esther, and in today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful dress that has an exaggerated hip. It also has a plunged neckline and a yoke, and it comes with a stylish puff sleeve. If you're interested in learning how to make this dress, you are in the right place, and if you're a beginner, you're also in the right place. So if you're interested, kindly join me while we get into it. Okay, so this is my basic bodice block here. I've already gone ahead to draft my basic bodice block, and I have a very detailed tutorial that is beginner friendly. If you do not know how to go about this, I'm just going to drop the link in my description box, and you can just follow the process and you will get exactly what you have here. So the only thing here is that I don't have my bust dart, that's my side dart, in this part, okay, which I'm going to be putting along the way. So I'm going to label my chest line, bust line, under bust, and waist. So now I'm going to tighten my under bust, and I'm going to be tightening it with 0.75 on both sides, starting from the center line. That's my bust pant line at the center, my bust pant line at the center, and I'm going to be connecting it into my waistline. So you can actually repeat the same thing on your waist and take it straight down, but I do not want to do that. I'm just going to connect it into my waistline like this. That is the dart I already imputed there from my waist. I'm going to just connect it into it like that, and I'm going to take my curve ruler, placing it this way to connect it into the bust point. Okay, so right now, after connecting it, I'm going to start creating the plunge neckline design that I have there. So from the design, I noticed that the plunge neckline was deep down to the underbust area, but I do not want to make mine that deep, so I'm going to come up a little. But for my overbust, I came up by 1 inch for my chest line, and I drew a straight line there, which I'll be using for a guide. Then I'm supposed to connect it to that underbust, but before doing that, I'm going to take the midpoint of my shoulder like this, mark the center there, and connect that line to make my bust pant line, so that we can take the tightening for the overbust. Okay, so after connecting them, this is what I have here. I'm going to take a tightening of 1/2 inch on both sides, which I'll be using to make that part tighten, so that by the time we make the dress, it's going to fit perfectly at that part without any form of gaping. So I'm going to mark the 1/2 inch, and I'm using my curve ruler to connect them together, as you can see me do. So just go ahead and connect this together, and then now we can now connect it to have our plunge neckline design. So I'm going to take my curve ruler and connect from that point, the first dart leg that is towards the center front, down to the under bust. But I do not want to make mine to be that revealing, so I just came down from the bust line by 1 inch, and I'm going to take my curve ruler and connect these 2 points together, as you can see. So this is totally depending on how open or how revealing you want that this neckline to be. Okay, from the design, the net was actually beaded, but if you do not want to bead it, I would advise you just work with what you're comfortable with. Okay, so for the side, I took a bust dart of 1.5 inches. I came down from the bust line by 1.5 inches and connected it to the bust point. As you can see, I'm going to close it up. So to make it easy for me to close up, I'm going to slash one dart open, which is the shoulder dart. I'm going to open up my shoulder darts to give me enough space and enough ease to close up my bust darts. Okay, so just go ahead and do that. After opening it, I'm going to close the side dart so that I can be able to connect this other part of my curve, that is the bustier area. Okay, so after closing it, I'm going to notice that there is a shortage around the bust line. That is, the bust line and the chest line is no longer connecting together, so I'm definitely going to connect them together. I'll connect it to the under bust from the chest line to the under bust. So go ahead and close the bust dart, secure it with a tape or a pin, whatever you're comfortable with. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect the upper part for the over bust rather. I'm just going to place it this way. So this is totally depending on how curvy you want it. You want to make the curve just exactly the way you want it, go ahead and do so. So I just labeled it center front and center back for us to be able to indicate, and the upper part is our yoke. So at this point, I'm totally done with that upper part. I'm going to work on the exaggerated hip area, and I'm going to come down. So just mark your full length, okay? After you indicated your shoulder to the full length, I'm working with 42 inches, including my hemming allowance.
Okay, so if you
and not so tall, please measure yourself very well. This gown is not meant to, go below the knee. It's expected to stay a little above the knee, or depend on how you want it, or if you're making it for your client, just exactly as your client would prefer it. So take note of that. You don't want it to look funny at the end of the day. So go ahead and mark your full length. I've gone ahead to do that, and now I've labeled it. So I'm going to come to the hip line, and I'm going to mark how exaggerated I want my hip to be. So you should use, it should be between 3, 4, 5, or 6 inches. I don't think it should be more than that. That's because you don't want it to look too funny. So I marked 5 inches earlier. I marked 5 inches, and I'm going to connect it, but I thought to thought that 5 inches was too much. So if you're making this for yourself, you can actually bring out your pattern and just place it on one side of your body to see what it looks like, or you place it on a mannequin or a dress form just to see what it would look like if you have it on both sides, and then that would help you as a guide. So I ended up reducing mine, and I think I used 3.5 inches at the end of the day. I reduced mine to 3.5 inches. So I noticed that this part was pointy. The part of my waist that I connected to the hip was pointy, and I just curved it in so that it to remove every pointy edges there. So this my total figure I had from the center front to my hip. I went ahead to mark it on the full length. Okay, so please take note of that. Mark it on your full length. Then after marking that point, I added 2 inches extra at the full length. That's because, take note, the full length is not meant to be straight. Like from your hip down to the full length is not meant to be entirely straight. So I added 2 inches just to still help maintain that A shape that it has. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to let you know that I do not want the lower part to be too full. But after marking the 3.5 inches, after marking my shoulder, my center front to my hip measurement there, I added 2 inches there just to, help it not to be straight. It's not meant to be straight. It's meant to still have that shape that's like a hay shape design. So that's what I did and connected it together. So I added 1 inch for my seam allowance. You can add your seam allowance on your pattern like this, or you just go ahead and add it on your fabric when you're cutting, but I decided to just add it on my pattern to just make it easy when I'm cutting. So I added 1 inch on my waist, connected it to the hip. I'm also going to add to the under bust and then to the chest line, and I'm going to connect them together. Okay, so after marking my seam allowance and connecting them together, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So please take note of the way I'm going to be cutting it as well. So it's going to be having a half length, which is my waist line. So I'm going to be cutting it out from my waist, separating the bodies. It's not meant to be together. Okay, I'm not going to cut it together like one straight gown. No, I'm going to be separating it from the waistline. So it's going to be having a half length, and I'm going to separate the yoke as well. So when I was cutting my yoke, I actually forgot to take out the dart that was meant to tighten the yoke part, but I later remembered when I was cutting it. When I cut it out on my iron fabric, I later remembered I have not taken that measurement, so I did it. So this is the back piece now, and just like I did for the front, I took a basic bodice for the front, and this is a basic body for the back. So remember your basic bodice. Since we have a side dart, definitely your shoulder to waist for the back would not be the same. Make sure you take that measurement. Okay, so now I'm just going to come to this area and fix my exaggerated hip, but I want you to note that for this part I came in by half of an inch on the waistline from the center back. This is because I'm trying to eliminate zipper bulge, and from that point I marked 1 inch all round, which I am connecting together to get my new zipper allowance. Okay, because I came in by half of an inch, is definitely going to affect the shape. Okay, that's why we have a new shape here, and I'm just going to label it zipper allowance so that you can actually understand what I'm doing and know what that part is meant for. So for the lower part, you can equally just go ahead and mark your shoulder to the hemline. But for me to get an accurate result, because I have imputed a bust that's in the front, and the shoulder to waist is not the same for the front and the back now. So I decided to take this part of my front, place it on the back, matching the waistline together, the center front together, and I went ahead to trace it out. You can see what I did. I just placed my ruler at the side and traced what I have right there, just to ensure that the sides are equal and they align, and also the width, that is the wideness, they also align. Okay, you can actually do it this way, or you just go ahead and still repeat the same thing we did for the front, from the shoulder to the hem. Just take note of the full length, which must be different. Okay, so I connected 1 inch together to indicate the seam allowance. That's just the seam allowance I added there. Because the lower part already have the seam allowance added to it, I didn't bother adding again. I only added at the chest line to connect to it. I hope you really understand what I'm saying. Or if you don't understand anything, please leave it in the comment section. I'm going to obviously give you a reply. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to come to the upper part now to see how we can complete it. Okay, so now when I was doing this, I went ahead to cut it out first, because yeah, we don't really have much doing here. And for the back, I didn't really see the design for the back. I couldn't get the design for what the back really looks like, so I just went ahead to make it a simple and normal basic block for the back. So you can actually create any design you want for the back. It's up to you. Just go ahead and do what you want. Okay, and while I'm cutting this, please follow the same process, especially if you're a beginner. Just follow the same process. Okay, so at this point, if you find this tutorial helpful, please do not hesitate to share our video, like our video, and comment. Subscribe to our channel. That's a way to motivate us, to help make us post more tutorials. Okay, thank you guys for your love and support so far. So I also want to inform you that as a beginner, if you are interested in learning fashion, we have a beginner class that is ongoing. It's an online class. If you're interested, just send us a DM to the number displayed on your screen. So what I'm doing now is trying to eliminate zipper bulge. So I came down from the waistline by half of an inch for the lower part, and I came up by half of an inch for the upper part, like this. Connected them to the side, and I'm cutting that off. This will help you to have a back that relaxes very well, to avoid any form of zipper bulge there. Okay, just go ahead and do this. It's really helpful. Okay, so after doing this part, I'm going to cut it out, and that is all for this back piece. Like I said, you can create any design for the back, because I couldn't get the design for the back, and that's why I'm using this beauty bodice back for this. So at this point, we're actually done with this tutorial. Yes, just that I remember that, okay, I haven't taken off the dart on the yoke of the front. Yes, I haven't done that, and I'm going to be showing us how I went about doing this. Okay, so I'd already compiled my video showing you all these parts where I have my yoke, my center front, my side front, and every other part, and I went to close my yoke this way just to show you what it is. Then I also went ahead to cut it out on my fabric. Okay, so after putting them together, I went ahead to transfer these whole patterns on my fabric, and I made sure that I added all the necessary allowance there, which I'm showing you. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I have done that. I've gone ahead to cut it out, and this is my yoke pieces, and I use a skin net for this. So from the video, I noticed they use a net, but it's a colored net. You can use a colored net if you wish to, but I think skin net is totally fine for me. And I went to cut this two pieces each, main fabric and lining, making four for the front and the back, and I added half of an inch all round except the side. Okay, so the side and the zipper does not need allowance, because you've already added the seam allowance and the zipper allowance. We only added the joining allowance necessary for it. So for it, you're just going to cut it out two pieces on both sides. But for the lower part, the front part, let's say the front skirt, does not need to be cut in pieces because it's on a fold. You're going to be cutting that one on a fold. Okay, so this is it where I've already ironed SD on it. And yeah, this video is obviously getting long, so I'm going to be posting the sewing part of this video in my next video. Okay, I'm going to be showing you that there. So this is where I've already ironed SD and added half of an inch all round, like I said. So this is what it looks like for the front piece and the back piece. Then, like I said, you can create any back design for your dress, which I'm going to be showing you. So for this yoke, I told you, I just remembered, when I remember that I haven't taken that, I decided to include it. So just take half of an inch. If you notice, my mark for where I marked half of an inch on both sides when I was taking my tightening was still showing, that my overbust tightening was still showing on my yoke. You can just go ahead and mark it there, and after marking it, I'm going to either cut it out a little excess there, so all I need to do was just trim it out. So just go ahead and trim it out a little and you're good to go. This is what you should use now and not the previous one. So you can just place it on your yoke and cut it out. Okay, just place it on your yoke and cut it out, leaving half of an inch towards the side and where you'll be joining it at the lower part. And take note, I used the stretchy part of my yoke for the side, that is to be on the side, not vertically but horizontally. I hope you understand what I mean. So for this back design, I'm going to show you this other style you can use, like you want to cut a corset. So after coming down by 2.5 inches from the top, I came towards the that line and marked 0.75 away from it, and I'm connecting that 0.75 to the 2.5 inches I marked at the top, that is below the neckline. So you can see what it looks like. I have this design which some of us are already familiar with. You can decide to use this, and if you decide to use this, please take a little dart at the side to avoid gaping. So I marked 0.25 after marking a line at the center there, connecting it to the armhole. I took half of 0.25, and then I'm going to cut it out, or I'm going to fold it. You can either cut it out or fold it, just do whatever you want. So I ended up folding it just to show us what it looks like. So if you're going to be doing that design, you'll be cutting this part like this, and this is what it's going to look like at the end. But I'm going to stick to previous one I did. So this is my next tutorial, and I'm going to be posting it on my next video. So if you find this tutorial helpful, do not hesitate to give us a thumbs up, share our video, and like our video. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. As you do so, I want you to know that I really love you. Thank you guys for watching my video. See you in my next one.